Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Friday, April 15th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, do keep in mind, as always, this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so just take what resonates. But as well, thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions if you haven't done so already. The struggle is real. Excuse the lack of voice, but more importantly, the overall message that I channeled for this upcoming Friday, feeling different. So let's see what this is all about. And we're gonna begin by pulling one oracle from the energy deck for each quarter, and then we'll further pull some tarot. Definitely thinking about your individual path throughout this day and where it's heading, where it's leading you in one way, shape, or form. Potentially, excuse me, a level of envy that you're thinking about either from the past and or your present situation. Okay, what do we have for this upcoming Friday? Yeah, you could just feel as if the struggle is so real throughout this day, or you just feel off in one way, shape, or form, feeling very different in comparison to your past versions of yourself, but even the past, the way you were feeling in the last couple of days. They're saying it is purposeful. Okay, we're going to pull the last one right from the top of the deck. So we're beginning the day in the spread with strategy. There's an underlying focus on a need for balance, feeling a presence of an angel, a spirit, if you will, potentially a passed over loved one surrounding you, but there's a focus on a community for one reason or another. Desiring more happiness, but strategy for the first quarter. And so let's pull some Mermaid Tarot for this. Bear with me, probably should have prepared a little bit better. Thinking about secrecy in one way, shape, or form with the Seven of Swords. Feeling quite to oneself in one way, shape, or form, or in multiple ways when it comes to the strategy you have for a certain change in your future. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Swords again. So it just feels as if you're not being noticed for something you're working towards, which is a good thing. It feels purposeful, but you're feeling different as a push to recognize where you're meant to head, what you're meant to achieve moving forward. Could be more than one thing. You could find that the secrecy that you contain within, not being quite upfront with other people, even your spirituality isn't drawn to the feather in a very heavy way. Key wording. It could just feel like all of which is making you feel completely off or just different in a lot of ways. People thinking about or recognizing recently how different you are due to your spirituality or what you've been through, had to overcome to an extent, excuse me, along one's path. It's the first quarter where you just are thinking a lot, but not outwardly expressing a lot. Does that make sense? You may have to do a lot of speaking for your work, but I'm talking about what's going on within your heart, your soul, your mind, what you're planning for. You could be thinking about a specific somebody, a connection. You could find that the past has been popping back up recently for a lot of different reasons. Try not to stress oneself out, as I feel like your sleep may not have been the best in the previous night, or your dreams may have been a little bit off, different to say the least. Okay, let's pull for the Garden and the Gate for the second quarter. Okay, so there's a door that you know is about to open, a gate in this imagery, right? Pathway within your pathway is about to expand, become illuminated moving forward when the time is right, but you can't fully plan for it or prepare for it or invest in it in one way, shape, or form, and it takes a highlight at this point in the day. You know that the way you feel now is different, but you're going to feel 10 times different in a better way when that gate is in front of you in one way, shape, or form. When you feel like you can invest in it, or you feel like you can just move towards it and walk through to a whole different situation in one way, shape, or form. Obviously, that's going to differ from case to case, from beautiful soul to beautiful soul, but it just feels like as well, it is speaking upon a situation that isn't over just yet, isn't ready for its ending for a lot of reasons. There's something else to gain, something else to learn. They're saying some differences to work out, but you're just going to need to have patience and keep growing and learning and doing what you have to until you get to that gate opening. They're reminding you at this point, it will happen when it's meant to. Some of you having a better idea of when that's meant to happen than others, but the clarity or the lack thereof which is key for one situation, depending on how your spirit guides feel you have progressed along your path. Interesting. Envy, once again. Things may repeat throughout the day, as we did have the Seven of Swords and then it came out, the Envy card and then it came out, okay? You may find that something repeats twice, or it happens, then it repeats, and then something else has the same kind of occurrence. It may be spirit trying to like nail something into your brain, right? Or make it just quite obvious. They're saying you may not notice it completely otherwise. It may have to do with an underlying focus on change, right? Another feather. Don't be surprised if you see feathers throughout this day, or you're just communicated through synchronicities like that. But the Five of Cups coming out for the Envy, I feel like you're expecting the worst when it comes to connections, when it comes to a future change due to your past, involving a level of envy, a level of deceit in one way, shape, or form. You could feel that people just envy you and therefore expect the worst around you in one way, shape, or form. You may find that somebody may envy you to a certain extent for a change you're about to make in the future, so therefore you're feeling quite secretive. You could find that in the midst of a lot of positive attention on a social media account, or through a business, through your work at your job. There's a level of envy, a hint of it or a few hints of it stemming from certain individuals. You can either feel it, it comes through in comments, critiques. It just feels like it needs to just be brushed right off your shoulder, and just don't, in one ear and out the other is what I'm getting. Don't allow it to affect your quality of work or just your confidence. Allow the positives to outweigh the negatives in that sense. And they're also saying on another note, going back, at this point in the day to begin the second half, as you make your way through the third quarter, there's a reminder not to alter your confidence in what you want to move towards. Just buckle down and do what you have to do, period. Okay? Your past is your past, and your present is your present, and your future is your future, period. Victory. And so a victorious note to finish up the day. Beautiful. As I did start to get a little bit happier, it felt a bit dreary, and the difference within oneself that you're exuding, that you're feeling, sort of plays a heavy role in, again, your spirituality to an extent, even the feeling in the air for the first 3 quarters. But there's a level of victory that you experience and or are reminded of in this last quarter to wrap up the day, as they push me to look at the Hierophant once again. A level of victory you are meant to experience when it comes to this change, when it comes to what you want to give birth to in a very passionate, fiery kind of way. Doesn't mean it has to be a stressful environment or situation change, but it feels like it could bring you more peace. I'm being drawn to the palm trees there. However, that's not for everybody, obviously. They're putting me, zoning me into this shell here, and I heard there's more than meets the eye, and they made me think about what lies within the shell. So interesting. There's more than meets the eye when it comes to why you desire something, why you'll be victorious somewhere, when it comes to what you want to give birth to, adapt to, change. They're saying just move towards it, right? But when the time is right for you, being aligned with the garden and the gate, this situation has all to do with that gate opening, right? They're showing a big royal-esque, elegant door. And I just feel like there's a golden note written all over this, right? Golden for you, meant for you. Don't question it. Don't think like somebody else would, to the point where you hold oneself back or give somebody else the chance to hold you back. You're feeling different to make you feel out of place, potentially, so that you can move towards the new. find a different place to fit in, to adapt, to change, to continue to grow, to experience a new level of victory for oneself that not everybody, or even anybody for that matter, needs to understand, period, okay? And allow yourself to just continue to plan and recognize when you are meant to invest or to move towards it once again, when that gate is just meant to be in front of you, or you're meant to move towards it once again. It'll just feel meant to be. And you're going to be reminded and get this content sort of tingly feeling, again, a very different kind of feeling at the end of the day, but a better kind, to remind you that you're spiritually protected and you deserve this victory from the rocky past you've experienced in regards to what you want to move towards, embark upon, and give birth to in a beautiful way. Wow. Okay, beautiful. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing Friday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.